this whole record called Quarantine Heartthrob, and it's like it's basically an album I made in quarantine, and it's just me not caring about I work on so much rap every day that I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I want. I'm gonna make an album that I want to make, and it's gonna sound completely nuts. I did half of the album right when quarantine started. In fact, I started the album because I found an old JFK verse in Pro Tools. I was kind of going through stuff, and JFK was rapping about a pandemic in 2013, and it was nuts. I was like, wait a minute, you know, like this is 7 years ago. This fool was talking about this.
The Asians are up on the pandemics. For sure.
Oh yeah, they know. They be knowing. No, but JFK's always been like Jay's always been like super like animated rapper guy, you know, and so like, yeah, he was just rapping about pandemics and it was he like was describing what was going on, and so I was like, I just kind of started like building a bunch of songs around it, you know what I mean? And the first single then we called William Shatner, but it's basically just about like a fat astronaut that ends up going to space and realizing he messed the Earth up and he made a big giant mistake. The whole thing is I read an article. William Shatner went to space, right, in a Bezos rocket. So him and Jeff Bezos. I did not
know that. Okay.
Yeah, he went to space and he got up there and he was like, all he saw was darkness and death, and it like bummed him out. You know what I mean? Super bummed him out. Wow. And he came back to Earth and he was just like depressed about it. You know, he's like, oh no, you know, and that wasn't what I was looking for at all. You know, like we're just destroying the Earth, and then like, oh well, we'll find a new planet out there. You know, and so I don't know. I read the article and it made me and I was already kind of making fun of Jeff Bezos going to Mars. So I was like, you know what? You know what this album needs? It needs a drum and bass type rap song. And then I like kind of, you know, I was like, okay, you know, like I was just doing that to get through quarantine. And I kind of like was sitting on it, not really like wanting, you know, I was just kind of like, I don't know, you know, I have like so much going on. And I always, Calvin, who owns K Records, is always asking me like, what you working on, you know? And so I'm always sending him, you know, stuff that I'm working on and producing and all that. And I sent him both. I actually had 2 albums I've been working on, and I sent him those. And like 6 months later, he hits me back. He's like, I'm putting both those out. Come on, let's finish it.